Hey everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records. It's Saturday, and that means it's time once again for our weekly check into some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. Now for this upcoming week, we're just going to look at some of the highlights of these new releases. If you'd like to see that full list, though, you can head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, just look for the upcoming releases link, click on that, and you'll be taken to a PDF, the greatest PDF in the world. It's a long one, but it lists everything coming out for this upcoming week. But for now, though, let's take a look at those highlights as mentioned. Here's the stuff that we can expect coming up for Friday, the 5th of July, 2024. Quick note on this, though, because of the holiday, shipping may be an issue. So for us, at least, some of these may not show up until Friday, some maybe the week after. So again, plan accordingly, but because of the shipping around the holiday, things do get a little dicey. As we mentioned, though, let's dive into the stuff that is scheduled for the 5th of July. Right off the bat, though, we've got a reissue from a Record Store Day First from back in April. This is from Vince Guaraldi, and it was a short summer Charlie Brown. Now, this was, as I mentioned, originally released on Record Store Day 2024, and if you managed to get that green copy, man, you've got a good collectible. It's jumped up in price on Discogs, at least, some of them into the triple digits. But because it was a first, we now have this reissue of that. Now, much like the RSD one, this is pressed at 45 RPM and includes a 4-page insert. This was, again, back in April, but now again reissued, released for the first time ever from the recently rediscovered tapes, the complete Vince Guaraldi soundtrack to the special It Was a Short Summer Charlie Brown, the timeless 6th animated Peanuts special from writer and creator Charles Schulz. That special, by the way, aired in September of 1969 on CBS TV. So this album includes the original recordings that comprise the cues from the special across 26 tracks, plus another 6 alternative tracks that have never been released or heard before, unless you count back in April. So Guaraldi lovingly created the soundtrack for the summer camp adventure where Charlie Brown and his gang face off against the girls' camp, led, of course, by Peppermint Patty. So this large jazz combo album also includes the best rendition of the Guaraldi classic, Love Will Come, the Nova Bassa, as well as the first use of additional percussion by Victor Feldman. So it was a short summer Charlie Brown, 45 RPM. Please keep that in mind. There is a black vinyl edition coming out at a list price of $32. And then we also have an indie exclusive version of this coming out on blue vinyl, this one listing for $32. Also on the new-ish front is an album called Rarities from the 80s hair band Ratt. This is coming to us from Deadline Music and Cleopatra Records. The description says that from the 80s metal vault comes this collection of vintage demos and live recordings of one of the scene's biggest hitmakers of the time, Ratt. This features the earliest known recording of the band's signature hit, Round and Round, complete with alternate lyrics and melody, as well as vintage performances of the classics like Body Talk, Wanted Man, and many more. So Ratt, Rarities, this one coming on red vinyl, listing at a suggested price of about $28. Onto a Goth compilation next. This is called Gothic Echoes, and it is various artists coming on red-colored vinyl, again from Cleopatra Records. The description says that the biggest names in Gothic music gather under one stellar vinyl compilation that makes a perfect introduction to the genre for all newcomers, or the ultimate playlist for fans of the genre itself. Includes tracks by Joy Division, Christian Death, Ministry, Jeannie Loves Jezebel, 45 Grave, and many more. Gothic Echoes coming on red-colored vinyl, this one listing for about $26. Another new compilation, this is from Judy Garland, a celebration, classic and collectible performances. The description is pretty simplistic. It says, this collection will naturally appeal to Garland aficionados, but will also find a wider market as a thoroughly enjoyable showcase for one of pop's true greats. So Judy Garland, a celebration, classic and collectible performances. This one coming in at a suggested list price of $27. Now on to the next in this series of very affordable, aka cheap vinyl, coming from the Warner Music Group and Rhino Records and their Now Playing series. We've got 3 new ones coming in that series, and these things again coming in at just a very, very attractive price point. We've got Now Playing from Van Morrison. This is a new compilation, again, much like the Now Playing series has been, of Van Morrison hits. Lots of great stuff on here. Single LP. This one is on a blue colored vinyl, and the list price, as with all the Now Playing stuff, coming in at $20. Also scheduled from that Now Playing series is something from George Benson. George Benson Now Playing. So we've got some great jazz stuff on here. Single LP coming on colored vinyl as well. Again, the list price looking at $20. And then finally, from Now Playing, something a little bit different. Instead of showcasing a single artist, they're kind of playing the K-Tel tune here with a compilation. So this is called Now Playing Summer Sounds, and this is coming on blue vinyl as well, listing for $20. Now, I'm a little mystified at this. It's basically just a compilation of what appear to be Warner's artists with no real ties to summer whatsoever. We're getting England Dan and John Ford Coley, Orleans Lobo, Leo Sayer, Firefall, Randy Van Warmer, Nicolette Larson, Andrew Gold, Joey Scarberry, yes, that's the one you're thinking of, and the Sanford Townsend Band. So Now Playing Summer Sounds on blue vinyl, listing for that $20 as well. Now, if you're curious to hear a little bit more about this Now Playing series, we're going to talk about this on our upcoming podcast. Look for this on Sunday evenings. It's called Two Guys Talking About Records, and I do this with the Vinyl Community's Steve Carlson. So this cheap Now Playing series is going to be the subject of one of our conversations in the upcoming episodes. Please check that out if you get a chance. Onward now to the reissues scheduled for the 5th of July. And this is a good one if you're a fan of prog rock, and the remix is being done by Steven Wilson. We have Yes, the Yes album, the Steven Wilson remix. Coming from Atlantic Records, this is Yes's breakthrough third album and platinum classic that marks Steve Howe's debut. And it also finds the band really kind of discovering their trademark sound. Widely acclaimed, it has received rave reviews from the likes of Rolling Stone, Pitchfork, and many other publications, and it reached number 4 in the UK and the top 40 in the United States. So now this prog rock classic is getting the Steven Wilson remix treatment, and it is coming on blue colored vinyl. So the Yes album, the Steven Wilson remix, again, if you're not familiar with the stuff he's been doing, it's been pretty phenomenal with a lot of these older groups. He's really kicking it out and making these things sound absolutely fresh, but somehow familiar at the same time. $25, the list price for the Yes album, so check that out if you so desire. Also on colored vinyl, we have And Then There Were Three coming from Genesis. No remixes indicated in the description, but this is still a great Genesis album. Coming on that blue colored vinyl, And Then There Were Three, listing for about $25. Up next is a pair from the Grateful Dead, some live stuff from them. We've got Dead Set and Reckoning. Dead Set is a double LP, and this was originally released in 1981. Contains live material recorded by the band between September and October of 1980. Does not appear to be on colored vinyl, but the Dead Set coming in at a suggested list price of about $45. And then Reckoning was their 1981 double live LP, and it consists of acoustic material recorded live in September and October of 1980. Appears also to be on black vinyl double LP Reckoning from the Grateful Dead, this one also listing for about $45. We're also getting a reissue of the Eagles' Greatest Hits Volume 2. It says it's a brick and mortar exclusive, but does not indicate whether or not this is on colored vinyl. Sorry, I couldn't quite find the information on that. But of course, Eagles' Greatest Hits Volume 2, that album really does speak for itself. That one is the compilation that features Hotel California, by the way. So the Eagles' Greatest Hits Volume 2 coming in at a suggested list of $25. Here's a great reissue from Clutch. It is Slow Hole to China. This one coming on orange colored vinyl. So it's a limited edition and orange colored, as we mentioned. Orange smoke colored is what they're saying. Slow Hole to China was originally released in 2003, and it's a compilation album featuring rare tracks and B-sides that were not found on Clutch's mainstream releases. The album also features the band's signature fusion of rock, funk, and metal with a raw underground vibe that highlights their eclectic style and lyrical creativity. So Clutch's Slow Hole to China coming on smoke orange vinyl, listing for about $25. And since we were speaking about goth music earlier, here's one. They do this every year or so. They'll reissue Joy Division's big hit Love Will Tear Us Apart as a different kind of version 12-inch single. So now we have got a glow-in-the-dark version of Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division. The highly collectible is what the description says, glow-in-the-dark 12-inch vinyl version of the unique Martin Hannett sessions with the groundbreaking goth post-punk band Joy Division. It includes the band's best-known composition, Love Will Tear Us Apart, and a superb non-album B-side in Leaders of Men, plus an extended mix of the A-side song as well. So again, this is a 12-inch. It is only the 3 songs as mentioned, and it comes in at that price tag a little bit high for a 12-inch, but $25, the suggested retail price. But something that could be very cool and collectible for you big fans of Joy Division out there. Again, this one, Love Will Tear Us Apart, 12-inch on glow-in-the-dark vinyl. And speaking of Joy Division, this is not a new release per se, but I think it's finally shaken free from that back order that we had seen on here. Coming from Vinyl Passion, this is the band Warsaw. Now, if you've not heard of them, Warsaw is what became Joy Division, the highly acclaimed UK post-punk band. Joy Division was originally called Warsaw in the late 1970s. So this is a Warsaw release, but essentially it is early Joy Division. This one has 5 bonus tracks, which are demos that were cut by the group in Manchester of 1977. And there are 11 other tracks on here that were a result of that recording session as well. So you get to hear early versions of Interzone, Transmission, and many, many others. So the group is Warsaw, but essentially it's Joy Division. Coming on clear vinyl, it is an import listing for about $20. Could be hard to find. Then there is also what they're calling a vampire red vinyl version, not pictured here, but that is also out there as well. So check that out. Coming from Warsaw/Joy Division. Let us know, especially if you need one of those. And that is a quick check of some of the releases headed our way for Friday, the 5th of July, 2024. If you're local and you see something you'd like, just let us know here at the store, and we'll be happy to put that in for you as a pre-order. Otherwise, you can check out our website at radiowastelandrecords.com for the full list of all the stuff we didn't touch upon. Just look for the upcoming vinyl link and click on that, and you can go to a PDF that shows you just about everything there is to see. That is it. So until next time, this has been Jim from Radio Wasteland. As always, thanks for being here. Please make sure to click that subscribe button, like, comment, do all the stuff that YouTube likes you to do, and we'll keep bringing you these goodies every week as far as the upcoming stuff goes. Don't forget, as I mentioned, to check out our podcast, Two Guys Talking About Records. We'll do a deeper dive into that now playing series of cheap vinyl coming from Rhino Records. Till next time, this has been Jim from Radio Wasteland. Thanks again for being here.